Just tuning in, the body of Robert Card has been found in Lisbon. We have a crew on the scene. A press conference is set for 10 p.m. with Maine State Police.
And we're hoping, at that press conference we can get some more answers to the questions that everyone at home has about what's been happening since Wednesday night's fatal shootings that took so many lives here in Maine.
Yes, and we are continuing to work to get more specific information with for you, rather.
Yeah.
Of course, police are going to share that in the next half hour or so. Is our Alex Haskell there on the scene yet? Okay. Alex Haskell is there on the scene. He's been in Lewiston throughout much of the evening, where there was actually some activity there earlier.
Right.
The superintendent of Lewiston Public Schools putting out a notice that the fields on the high school campus, I guess, had been closed down, and there was some kind of police presence there. They seemed to be perhaps looking for something there.
Right.
When in fact this scene in Lisbon apparently was the focus, and that's where they did find, again, Robert Card's body, according to Senator Angus King, saying that he was found by the recycling center where Card apparently used to work. He was found shot in the same clothes he had on, the same clothes we saw him walk into that bowling alley with in that surveillance video the first night we joined you here on the air.
Well, it looks like we have Alex who's getting set up here. If we remember last night, Alex was in Bowdoin at that home on Meadow Lane, and he was bringing us all of that live coverage of police who were outside of the home. Brian and Chris, thanks for joining us at the desk here. This update, though, I know that you were here last night when that was all unfolding. We heard police shouting, and at that point, a lot of us maybe thought, okay, it could come to a conclusion tonight.
And I think that was part of the mystery last night, was we didn't really get a clear answer last night.
Right.
Alex was there and had the video in those moments when we saw police leaving the scene of that house in Bowdoin. And then obviously we knew that the search continued today. As we had briefings from officials today as well.
Yeah, I want to, we have Alex Haskell standing by to tell us about the scene, but I want to wait 1 second. I'm just to get a sense of what this means for you at home and everybody watching across the state tonight. This is, of course, a huge sense of relief. I know that's a little bit cliche, but it is real. Superintendent of Schools Jake Langless in Lewiston, who put out a tweet earlier tonight that they had closed down the athletic fields there to search, just tweeting out, "He has been found. A wave of relief just ran over me. A big step toward healing, and everyone who has been searching in such dangerous conditions can go home safe to their families." Much more work to do, but this news means so much.
So much, and there is so much work to do in the days ahead. Chris, did you have something?
I just am reaching out to as many law enforcement sources as I can to confirm this.
Yeah, meantime, why don't we go to News Center Maine's Alex Haskell, who is there on the scene and can tell us what's going on there. Alex.
Hey guys, so we are in Lisbon Falls right now. Here's this road behind me, that's Lisbon Street. And then across is a road called Capitol Ave, and that's blocked off right now. We have a few members of law enforcement, police from the town of Lisbon. They've blocked off this road. Now we don't know if along this road is where Robert Card's body has been found, but we know this is the area where police have been looking for the past several days. Off to my left here, down a little ways, is the boat ramp, and that's boat launch, and that's where law enforcement have been looking, accessing the Androscoggin River, trying to search for Robert Card's body. We are looking forward to a press conference that's expected at 10 o'clock. I'll read you a tweet from Maine State Police. It says, "A news conference will be held Friday at 10 p.m. at Lewiston City Hall. We encourage you to tune into your local TV stations to watch a live stream." So we are expected to hear some sort of news from them, possibly on the discovery of Robert Card's body. Again, we are along Lisbon Street. Across from us is Capitol Ave, which is blocked off right now by police from the town of Lisbon. So that's what we're seeing right now, guys, and we are just waiting to hear if this is exactly where Robert Card's body was found. This is the area where police have been looking for quite some time.
I need your mic.
Alex, if you can hear me, you were on a scene last night that was much different from what you're showing now, where there was a lot of police activity, several armored vehicles. It looks like you're being held back from that, and this scene doesn't look like that tonight, correct?
No, from what we can see, this scene is a lot quieter. I'm just seeing 2 members of law enforcement, whereas yesterday there were dozens of law enforcement members, and they were all coming down on this one home in Bowdoin where there possibly was Robert Card, where police thought Robert Card was, but it turned out to be empty. Robert Card was not in that home. We saw members of law enforcement, we saw armored vehicles, we saw a K-9 team, we also saw a helicopter circling that home where law enforcement thought Robert Card was staying. But that turns out not to be true, but his body has been found here in Lisbon Falls. It's just not exactly sure where he was found. Again, if you're just tuning in, his body was found. We are standing along Lisbon Street in Lisbon Falls, and across from me is Capitol Ave, which is blocked off by police. A much different scene from yesterday in Bowdoin, where we had lots of law enforcement come down on this one home. So this scene much quieter here tonight in Lisbon Falls, and we're fairly close to the boat launch. That is where police have been searching and authorities have been searching for Robert Card, and that's where they got access to the Androscoggin River.
Yes, they did, Alex. Earlier today, we had crews on the scene there as they were combing that river. I also want to point out that behind Alex, you can see the traffic flowing smoothly there, because the shelter in place has been lifted. So people are back out in that community tonight as the state is really having this moment to really a big sigh of relief.
Yes, for sure.
Just to put some context to what Alex just said, a very important point about the distance from where he was found to
The boat ramp.
where the boat ramp was is about 1.1 miles, basically right down Lisbon Street, and it's right along the building where he's being reported to be found is right near where the rail trail parking is for Lisbon Rail Trail. And Blue Ox Malt House, if you know that area, it's right behind Lisbon High School.
Yeah,
And that is in the area, sorry, Zach, between the 2 kind of roadblocks on Lisbon Street that happened Wednesday night.
Which is where you were.
Yeah, which is where I was
that was
on
shut
Wednesday
down.
night. Yeah, I could only go so far, just past the mobile station on Lisbon Street. And then Sam Rogers and I looped around to see how far we could go on the other side. And it was just before kind of where this area is, where they have reportedly found Robert Card's body. And so it's just interesting that has been the main area of focus now for 3 days. And it shows that, as we were saying earlier, I mentioned you talking about the press conference this morning, that police were really laying out their strategy for searching today.
They
And
made it
clearly,
very clear, where their
it
efforts were
worked,
going to
yeah.
be. And that they would be back in that area, specifically in Lisbon the whole time.
All right, we're taking a live look there at the podium in Lewiston City Hall, where we are expecting to hear from state police in about 25 minutes now. At the top of the hour, Shannon Moss messaging us that is going to happen. We are expecting to get the latest from police at that briefing. This, of course, is where we've had several briefings now over the past few days to get the latest information from police. And in this search, we can't underestimate the fact that there were hundreds of police officers across the state that have worked tirelessly.
The last kind of solid number we were given was about 350.
Wow.
Presumably it had only grown over the last 24 hours of how many people were actually searching and actively looking in kind of those multiple locations. Our crews have been in Bowdoin and Monmouth and Lewiston and Lisbon, kind of following that search. You're looking kind of now at a map that's going to kind of zoom into this area that we're talking about tonight. That would be the Lisbon Transfer and Recycling Center, which is where Senator King is saying his body was located tonight.